Oliver, we're talking about Maersk today, the large Danish shipping company, which has just announced that it's going to sell part of its stake in a Danish retailer. So the first question really is, why didn't Maersk have a stake in Dansk supermarket group in the first place?
Well, it's a historical thing, really. It dates back to the 60s when it was a small Danish retailer and needed an injection of cash, which Maersk provided. It held the stake and it grew very nicely. But these days, conglomerates are very much out of fashion. So Maersk has been trimming down its portfolio, and this is the next stage. It's selling about 48% of its stake in this Danish supermarket chain, which is the largest retailer in Denmark. But it's keeping about 20% of it for the next 5 years or so, at least.
Have they got a good price for it? And is it really a good idea for them to kind of still have a minority stake in this retailer?
They've got a very good price for it. I mean, it's over 14 times EBITDA. The rest of the trailing EBITDA, the rest of the sector, the supermarket sector, that is, trades well below 10, actually nearer to 8. So it's got a very nice price for the stake that it sold, which sort of raises the question about why they didn't sell the whole lot. If there was no point owning a majority stake in a retail group, then there's no point owning a minority stake either. Perhaps there's an argument for them to have gone further and sold the whole lot. And there are also questions over some of the other minority investments that Maersk holds, particularly its stake in Danske Bank, the Danish banking group.
Okay, now if they're selling all of these non-core assets, although the retailer contributes about 15% of the Maersk revenues, I believe. The question for an investor, I suppose, is the core business, shipping. Is it on the rebound, and is Maersk well positioned to benefit from that?
Well, Maersk's well positioned. There are early signs of a rebound. Third quarter results in November were pretty good, and there was an upgrade to profit. Certainly volumes seem to be picking up. Pricing is not so good at the moment, but Maersk has big plans. It's spending $10 billion a year on capex across its 4 core businesses. Most of that will come from operating cash flow, so it doesn't desperately need to raise a lot more money. But it certainly is well positioned. It's got a big plan to build these huge, big container ships, some of the biggest container ships in the world. So certainly they'll be hoping that the uptick lasts.
Okay, one of those rare moments when the metaphor of turning around the tanker actually applies. Thank you, Oliver.